The base is pretty much done for now. As I'm coming to the end of an arc of work, I'm switching into cleanup mode to track down the odds and ends that I left behind during the main body of the arc. So in this case, I'm looking at adding a string compare function because I skipped that during the first pass on the string stuff, and a string compare function can be pretty helpful. With that string compare function, I can also do a slightly better job of testing some things in the Unicode conversions. Still not being super rigorous about testing, as I have been throughout the whole thing. It's mostly just a sanity check, but it's just a nice low-hanging fruit that I'm checking off while I'm passing by. Another thing I want to take care of during cleanup is just deleting code that I set up as sort of scaffolding during the process of the arc and that I don't really intend to keep around and maintain forever. So in this case, there's a lot of testing code that I wrote in the main function that was just a part of the process of getting things up and running that I don't actually mean to keep around. So I'm getting rid of that. And then finally, I have the ability to reorganize right now before I have a lot of stuff using this code. So I'm going to take advantage of that and take all of these files and put them in a base folder just so that I don't have them all sitting around and growing into one giant folder all the time. That's really a taste thing, but the more important point is this is the right time to apply whatever organization you want that you didn't apply up front. And then with that, I think this pass over the base is done. The end of an arc is a good time for us to reflect and review on what we did. In this arc, I worked on the base layer, which is going to bind together the rest of the code base with lots of important fundamental features. First, I did context cracking, which lets us see the compiler, operating system, and architecture that our code is built in. I set up helper macros and base types that essentially form the vocabulary that the rest of the code base will be written with. And finally, I equipped the base layer with a couple of data structures and algorithms that are going to be essential throughout the code base, particularly for memory management and strings. Normally at this point, I'd like to take some time to reflect on what I've learned along the way, but this wasn't much of a learning process for me because a base layer is something very familiar to me. I still wanted to share it to give everyone a sense of the style and taste I have for code so you can decide if you want to watch or if you want to try my style out or something. For me, the arc of this module has been about learning the way I would make videos and if it was going to be a good idea for me to continue the project. And the good news is that I have enjoyed it quite a lot, and I think I'll continue on and do another one and see if I'm still enjoying it then. I've also got a lot of new ideas about how I might make these videos better, and if you have any ideas on what I could do to make these videos better, please let me know so I can consider those ideas too.